Hey, hey, yeah, hey, yeah, it's K.O.Y. Kingdom of Yasharala, man. We staying 10 toes down for this truth. Hey, look, I was dwelling in sin, hanging off the edges. The Most High opened my eyes, now I'm in the hedges. The lost sheep got out the gates, it's time to bring it back. We grinding for these treasures in heaven, yeah, it's time to stack. I was lost in this world, man, I was tripping. It's time to make my mark like Mike J and Scott Pippen. I was doing too much, so I had to pause. Yeah, Shot came and shed his blood, yeah, he paid the cost. Fresh bros on the scene, but I ain't talking Folgers. We girded up for the battle like the winter soldier. We coming through the wound, then we leave up in them hearses. Jada Kiss asked why, tell him it's the curses. I was boxed in, then I seen the bigger picture. To understand why, I found it in the scriptures. Faith in the Son and the Torah till we make it home. Body bag the flesh, put it off, I am not a clone. Cremate the spirit with affliction till we see the gold. The ADL trying to stop that water, but that river flows. I was drunk off this world, I was seeing double. I had to come back quick to the truth, crazy trouble. America's about to go back to the Stone Age. Psalms chapter 2, so tell me why the heathens rage. I'm 10 toes down, you cannot pop the bubble. 12 tribes, fire flame, eat a mic the stubble.
Free to ask, and as we're getting the questions started, yesterday I worked a little summer job, and there was a guy in the park. He took his daughter out to, actually we were at a farmer park, and he was feeding people the Israelite doctrine. And I heard him just baiting people.
Ain't no looking back, gotta leave the past behind. Came a long way from the dark, but now we shine. Open up the scripts, put the laws in your mind. Kwam Yasharala, we gon' rise. This the time where we're waking up to the truth from the lies. Voices in the wilderness. Abba, do you hear the cries of your people on the narrow path? Please pick up the line. Kwam Yasharala, we gon' rise, this the time. I know I did a lot of things in my life. I was destitute of wisdom and I always had strife. Stiff-necked, backbiting, oh God, I was backsliding. Remember the days of my youth when I was backsliding. Now, that's just a dream of the past. Like a plate of food that's appealing, you know it won't last. Stay in the truth, but if you're drunk off the world, you're gonna crash. See, we ain't trying to be last. Yeah, memories, don't hearken but push forward. The devil trying to keep us locked down in the corner. Slave ships, field of work, rope trees, we were tortured. But it all made sense cause we were dwelling in the border of the wicked in this land. 12 trees cut down, keep on aiming for the crown. Sons of Jacob rise, heathens bend the knee and take a bow. Yeah, we gon' make them take a bow. Yeah, ain't no looking back, gotta leave the past behind. Came a long way from the dark, but now we shine. Open up the scripts, put the laws in your mind. Kwam Yasharala, we gon' rise. This the time where we're waking up to the truth from the lies. Voices in the wilderness. Abba, do you hear the cries of your people on the narrow path? Please pick up the line. Kwam Yasharala, we gon' rise, this the time. From the lowest state, you know we're gonna rise again. 12 tribes are waking up, you know we're gonna win. Waking up the lost sheep, tell them it's time to rise up. Babylon is falling, yeah, it's falling, yeah, the time's up. We're just trying to get ahead, the sheep need to be fed. Faith without works is dead, I need my daily bread. Recognize the times we living in, keep listening. We glory in affliction till we're glorified and glistening. Tribulations every day, we gotta face it. It's been a long time ever since them slave ships. Like the heart of David when we battle Goliath, we rise up against the strongholds of devils and tyrants. In the field with the wicked, give them the stiff hand. Keep on aiming for the goal cause we got big plans. Keep enduring until the Most High gives a decree. Like Kaepernick did for our people take a knee. Ain't no looking back, gotta leave the past behind. Came a long way from the dark, but now we shine. Open up the scripts, put the laws in your mind. Kwam Yasharala, we gon' rise. This the time where we're waking up to the truth from the lies. Voices in the wilderness. Abba, do you hear the cries of your people on the narrow path? Please pick up the line. Kwam Yasharala, we gon' rise. This the time. All praises to the Most High, man. Kwame Yasharala, we gonna rise this time. Make sure y'all go check out some of that truth music, man. We coming in this thing strong, that wisdom flow. He that has an ear, let him hear. Like my brother Yawasop say, man. Right? All praises, all praises. Let me add this brother to the stage real quick. When we pull you up, Okay.
God, shalom, man. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, wa Malak Yahweh. Right? All praises, man. Hey, go check out the brother new drops, man. He got like 5 new drops. Hey, they really dope, man. Comment under it is a blessing, from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh, or if it's a curse, man. Right? Because we need to know that way we could take it down, man. Right? So let us know, man, if you like it or if you don't like it. Give us a rate, man. All right, let's see how the brother doing through the spirit. Right, but man, let's get into it, man. Right. So regeneration is the concept of the Bible, man. Right. Regeneration is a concept, but reincarnation is not. Right, and they have a lot of things and a lot of doctrines, right, that these people teach when you go into the East Indians religion, right? And you go into a Buddhist religion, and these different man, they say certain things that is just not biblical, man. That Yahweh never put in place, man. As a dog, and you're not gonna come back as a cat, man. You're gonna come back as you are today. That same flesh will come back again. So whether you're from Dan, Esau, whatever tribe you might be from, right? That's how regeneration works, right? Animals come back being that same species, right? Plants come back being that same plant, right? And so on and so forth, man, right? So first, man, let's start off in the book of Proverbs, man, right? Because we got to dispel fake doctrines out here, man, the fake, right? And yeah, man, some might say, well, your religion is faking, maybe you're teaching it wrong, right? Or they might say, maybe you missed the mark, man, and you might need to go listen to those people. Well, I'll tell you here today, man, that we ain't missed the mark, right? Yahweh words are true, and every man is a liar. Give me Proverbs 6 and number 23.
God. Proverbs 6 and verse number 23, and it reads, it says, for the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life.
So the commandment, right, is a lamp, and the law is a light, man, and reproof, right, bring forth instruction, man, right? So you're going to get instruction from you keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, right? Go ahead, read on.
Verse 24, to keep thee from the evil woman, from the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman.
So we see the reason why he iterates that, or he lets that be known, is because you're gonna have to get away from these. You're gonna have to get away from the beguilement or bewitchment of the damn devil of these strange women, man. These deceivers, man. Right? So like, just like we virgin birth, just like we say there is no heaven where you sit there with flying white babies and they shoot arrows, and you got Cupid and Sayonara and all these damn different, angels around, just white baby Michael the Archangel, right? The Lord not dealing with all that. So we got to come here and dispel our mind, right, from the bewitchment of these strange, man, telling us these strange lies. Right, one more precept and we'll get into it. Or if you got one, we'll get yours after this. Proverbs 7 and verse number 1, and we're gonna read to verse 5.
This is Proverbs chapter 7 and verse number 1. My son, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee.
Keep my commandments and live in my law as the apple of thine eye.
So he says,
Bind,
focus on my law, man. Right? Because if you're not focused on the law, you're gonna get confused with every winner. Right? But go ahead.
God. And it says, verse 3, bind them upon thy fingers, write them upon the table of thine heart.
Go ahead.
Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman.
So it says, first of all, keep the law, statutes, and commandments, then acts of Yahweh for wisdom and understanding, man. And make sure they abide with you close, right? So don't run away after you start keeping the law. Don't run away from seeking to wisdom, man. Right? You're supposed to cry out for wisdom. You're supposed to fast for wisdom, pray for wisdom, right? Get frustrated when wisdom is not with you at the moment, man. Right? Like when you get that thing where you like, what was I about to say right now? Right? You should get frustrated, man, a little bit. Right? And then pray to them, get that spirit up off you, man. Right? But it says, and say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman. Right? Read on.
Verse 5, that they may keep thee from the strange woman, from the stranger.
From the what?
From the strange woman.
It says, keep thee from the strange woman. So wisdom is supposed to keep you away from all other false doctrines. This is why we have to seek wisdom and seek understanding so we can safeguard our heart, right, from these strange women, man. So we don't give in into lust, man. So we don't give in to false pretenses, man, and false precepts, man, and false ways of this world, man, right? So it says that they may keep thee from the strange woman, from the stranger which flattereth with her words, man. You got to watch out, man. Guard. And the best way to do that is by living in these commandments, man, right? And walking with the precepts and asking the Lord for understanding. Right? You got it.
Right. That's God. And I just want to give a brief understanding of the differences between regeneration, right, or rebirth, and reincarnation, right? Because even though they're used interchangeably, they have distinct differences in them. And I just want to pull up this this article about that here, right? So let me see if that's good. Let me zoom in just a tad bit more. Right here, okay. So right here it says rebirth and reincarnation are two related concepts that are often used interchangeably, but they have some distinct differences. Reincarnation refers to the idea that a person's soul after death is reborn in another body. This belief is held by many Eastern religions, such as Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism, right? And the reason why you don't see Judaism here, right, or the real Judaism, which would be the true understanding of the scriptures, right, that Hebraic understanding, it's not listed here because that got conformed into the thoughts of Western Christianity, right? Christianity today will never tell you, or because they don't really know the truth, they'll tell you when you die, you go to heaven and you're there on the right hand of God, right? This whole time. When that concept is not based upon the precepts and it's not based on the Bible, right? In these belief systems, reincarnation is seen as part of the cycle of death and rebirth that all souls go through, and is linked to the idea of karma and the belief that a person's actions in one life determine their circumstances in future lives, right? So reincarnation would pertain to things like you come back as a bird, you come back as a dolphin, you come back as a turtle or a horse or anything upon those lines. But rebirth is more distinct in its understanding. Rebirth, on the other hand, right, or regeneration, is a concept that is found in many different religious and philosophical traditions, both Eastern and Western. It refers to the idea that a person after death is reborn or regenerated in some form, but the specifics of what this means can vary greatly. In some cases, rebirth is seen as a physical process in which a person's soul is reborn in a new body. Similar to the concept of reincarnation, in other cases, rebirth is seen as a spiritual process in which a person's soul is transformed or renewed in some way, right? So regeneration would we come back into a new body, right? Of course, in the Hebraic understanding, we understand that it trickles down our same seed line from our forefathers and foremothers, right? Reincarnation deals with the concept if you come back in another form, whether it be a bird, turtle, horse, things along those lines, right? A butterfly. You got people thinking, well, I seen a cat come by my window. I think it's my great aunt that passed away, right? So that understanding there is not based on the Bible whatsoever, but rebirth and regeneration is something that is based on the Bible, where you come back as another human being, right? And I yield with that.
All praise to the Most High, man. I appreciate that, because even the reincarnation, right? They say that you die and you get judged and come back as a living vessel, right? And we're definitely gonna get into that, man. Even with regeneration, right? You do have a way of being judged right before you come back and live again, man. And that's why you see certain people, right, where they missing a half an arm, half of their body is gone, all these different defects. It happens because in their past life, right, what they have sown. Karma is to come back impotent, right, not in the right, in a healthy body, right. So let's get started though. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 1, and let's start at verse number 1 and jump down to 4.
Come on. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse number 4. It says, one generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever.
Earth is never going anywhere, right? Because the Lord said, man, till heaven and earth pass, right? Shall not one jot and one tittle, right, pass from this law. And he also said, if you could number the stars of heaven, right? I think that's what I want. No, he said, if you until the heaven and earth pass, my scepter shall not remove, something like that. The Israel will never be destroyed, right? Until heaven and earth pass, which means never, right? So let's get a quick precept on that up in Sirach chapter 14, verse 18. Right? So the Lord said, man, that that the earth gonna abide forever, but the generations are gonna keep flowing and going, man. Right? So when in the beginning, when Yahushua created all spirits, right, the first thing he created was all spirits, man. Right? And when he did that, and matter of fact, let's go get that precept right quick before we get this. Right? Yahushua created all spirits, man, right, before he created the earth. So get that in 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 1.
Come.
And we're probably gonna jump down. Let me see. Yeah, 2nd Ezra 6 and verse number 1.
This is 2nd Ezra 6 and verse 1. And he said unto me, in the beginning, when the earth was made, before the borders of the world stood, or ever the winds blew, before it thundered and lightning, or ever the foundations of paradise were laid, before the fair flowers were seen, or ever the movable powers were established, before the innumerable multitude of angels were gathered together, or ever the heights of the air were. So
right here, right? Yahushua is explaining to Ezra that that Yahushua was there creating all these things, man, and he made the angels, right, and the powers, right, and those powers and those angels go into the actual Alahayim, and it also is talking about the spirits, right, the spiritual realm. All of us is hosted by our own spirit, right, that goes into a chamber and come back out. This is how we get the generations, man. That spark comes from out of the chamber into that new soul, into that new soul when the sperma, right, hits the fertilized egg, right? But let's keep going a little bit, then we're gonna go back.
God, or ever the heights of the air were lifted up, before the measures of the firmament were named, or ever the chimneys in Sion were hot, and the present years were sought out, and or ever the inventions of them that now sin were turned. Before
so he's letting you know before anything else, right, was made, I was there, right? This is what Yahweh Shai is explaining, right? So it says, and the present years are sought out. So before there was even times or seasons, right? And or ever the inventions of them that now sin were turned, right? Before you was even able to sin, right? I have created you. So keep going, Salaki. Keep going.
God, before they were sealed that have gathered faith for a treasure.
I'm talking about the elect, right? Go ahead.
Then did I consider these things, and they all were made.
So then Yahweh Shai, he considered these things, right? And he looked at them and he said, dang, right? Sitting back, looking at his creation. Go ahead.
Then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other.
So Yahweh Shai, he was talking that talk, man. Right? I began this thing, and I'm going in this thing, man. That's why he called the Alpha and Omega, man, the beginning and the end, right? The everlasting King, man. And he's the one, he's the leaping lion that's going to leap off of the throne, come execute judgment, right? Because he already prophesied it through Ezra, right? And through manifold scriptures, even OT, all the way to the Thararah, right? So I just wanted to establish that, man. Yahweh Shai, he's the one who created, right, all the spirits in heaven, man. He created our spirit, right? And our spirit has everything to do with the third, and fourth generations, man. We have these seasonal generations that have to come on the earth, right? Let's go back and read Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 4, and then we're going to get that precept side, right? 14 and 18.
So Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 3. What profit hath a man of all his labor which he taketh under the sun? One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. The sun also riseth.
Let's go to that in Sirach, chapter 14 and verse number 18. Salaki, I thought you still had that on standby.
No, let me put it up in another tab so that I can. This is Sirach, chapter 14 and verse number 18. As of the green leaves on a thick tree, some fall and some grow. So is the generation of flesh and blood. One cometh to an end, and another is born.
So the same way that leaves on a tree, right, they die out and then they come back. That's the same way, right? Just like grass grow and then they burn or they turn brown and then they is the same way with each generation. All right, so let's go back.
Ecclesiastes 1 and 5. The sun also.
One more before we go. No. I don't want that. All right, go ahead, King. Salaki. I was looking at another precept. Go ahead, King.
Okay. Verse 5. The sun also ariseth, and the sun goeth down, and hasteth to his place where he arose.
So everything has its own cycle, right? We have the precipitation cycle, we have the moon cycle, cycle is called the solar cycle and a lunar cycle. Everything has its own circuit that it goes in, man. Right? Just like the Lord said, my judgment is like a ring. Right? You do something, it comes around, it bites you in the tailbone. Right? Why? Because everything Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai goes in a circle. So let's go get a precept on that right quick. First Ezra chapter 4 and verse number 34. And for the brothers and sisters that have no knowledge about the Apocrypha, this book, First Ezra and Second Ezra, a book called the Apocrypha. Really, it's in the 1611 that everybody could purchase for about $25 on Amazon, right? You can get it separately made. It's a little red book, right? That's what people call it. Christians call it that little red book. I don't believe that little red book, right? That little red book goes on Amazon, right? And that's where the rest of the writings that they out of the scriptures are at. All right, so let's go. Go ahead and read that, King.
Shalom, clean move. Good to see you in the chat. All praises to the Most High. All praises.
The water for being in the building.
All right, this is First Ezra chapter 4 and verse 4. It reads, if he bid them make war, so like if he bid them make war the one against the other, they do it. If he send them out against the enemies, they go and break down mountains.
So whatever Yahweh commands us to do, it's done, right? Let me see. You sure that's First Ezra 4 and verse number 34?
Slaki, I think you said 4, Slaki. This First Ezra 4 and 34. It says, O ye man, are not women strong? Great is the earth, high is the heaven, swift is the sun in his course. For he compasseth the heavens round about, and fetcheth his course again to his own place in one day.
So the sun is constantly moving in a circuit, man, right? And it's proven with the scriptures, right? It's proven by the angel Uriel, man, right? So we see, man, that everything moves in his own course, even the sun, right? One more precept on that, and then we'll go back, right, to Ecclesiastes. Give me Wisdom of Solomon 7:17, Baba Kushar. All right, one more, then we'll go back to Ecclesiastes. Right, I'm gonna try to keep this thing as smooth and as short as possible. Akim Akwatium, right, just for time's sake, right? Because we're about to have the extravagant camp day, man. I pray the rest of y'all do as well, right? And Sabbath day to some of y'all, Friday night, Saturday night, Sabbath keepers. Right. And shalom to those brothers and sisters, man, that's keeping that Sabbath, man. Right. Whatever Sabbath you keep, man, shalom, man. May peace be unto you. But don't talk down on nobody else Sabbath like the Christians or the lunar Sabbath, because if you do that, then I'm gonna feel some type of way, and I gotta talk down on your Sabbath. Right. Because there's one Sabbath. Right. But instead of that rant, let's get into it. Wisdom of Solomon 7 verse 17.
Khan. Shalom, Khan, Yashar, Khan. Clean move. That's Yashar. All praise to the Most High. Hope everything's all well with you, brother. Shalom.
Let's go. Akim in the chat.
All right, this is the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7 and verse number 17. It says, for he hath given me certain knowledge of the things that are, namely, to know how the world was made and the operation of the elements.
So the Lord gave it to Yahweh to understand these things, man. Right? Why did he do that, man? It's because Yahweh, when he was Solomon, right? If y'all got ears to hear, right? He asked for abundance of wisdom, so that way he could rule his people in righteousness, man. Right? Hold on. Give me Wisdom of Solomon 1 and verse, let's see. Wisdom of Solomon 1 and verse number 5.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse number 5. For the Holy Spirit of discipline will flee deceit and
So if you
remove.
deceive, the spirit of discipline is going to move from around you, right? But we know Solomon had discipline before he went off with the multitude of wives from a different nation, right? But go ahead.
God, and remove far from thoughts that are without understanding,
Uh
and
huh.
will not abide when unrighteousness cometh in.
He ended up losing his wisdom, right, with unrighteousness that came in. But I just wanted to bring that out just to let you know, man, that wisdom, Solomon, he was the wisest of all men. And I was looking for another precept, I believe is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 9, but it tells you about his prayer that he prayed to the Most High, right? But let's go back to Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 17. So, but if
God,
you're disciplined, you will get the understanding. That's why these scientists get these understandings that the Most High put in their brain for our use, right? A lot of this science and this knowledge that they get nowadays is just for the Israelites, right? To prophesy, right? To correct people, to show that there's no benefit in eating bad things, right? All this science is just to help us and aid us in the truth. Man. That's why the book of Romans, right, chapter 14, verse number 8, I believe, it says, all things work right for the betterment of the Most High, man. Or it says, whether we live or whether we die, we are the Lord, man. Meaning everything that we do, everything that this world does, is meant to give this word on an exponentially, you know, astronomical level, right? But let's go back to Wisdom of Solomon, unless you got a precept.
come now, I got it right here. Wisdom of Solomon
Huh.
7 and 17. For he hath given me certain knowledge of the things that are, namely, to know how the world was made and the operation of the elements.
So protons, neutrons, electrons, that's not a new thing. Wisdom Solomon had the same exact gift, man, to know that a vapor goes up and then it comes down and then it goes to the mountain, right? Then it flows down the mountain on the valley and make it to so on and so forth, right? He had all this wisdom, man, because the Lord gave it to him. Go ahead.
God. Verse 18. The beginning, ending, and midst of the times.
Mm.
The alterations of the turning of the sun and the change of seasons, the
Go ahead.
circuits of years and the position of stars, the
What is a
natures.
circuit? A circle, right? The circle of years,
Mhm.
right? The changing of the seasons, meaning the changing of the moon, right? The circuits of years and the positioning of stars, right? Read on.
God. Verse 20. The natures of living creatures
This is
and the
how you
fury.
get, Salakia, this is how you get when he says, go look towards the ant, thou sluggard, man, right? Because he hyper focused in on everything, man, because his main mission was to get to know wisdom. Right, go ahead.
God. And the furies of wild beasts, the violence of winds, and the reasonings of men, the diversities of plants and the virtues of roots,
Go ahead.
and all such things as are either secret or manifest, them I know.
So we could listen to the wisdom of Solomon and know that he know what the heck he's talking about, right? So let's go back into the wisdom of Solomon, right? Up in Ecclesiastes. Let's go back to Ecclesiastes, right? So it's substantiated that he has the wisdom that he needs to know to explain generations, right? So let's keep going.
God. Verse number 6. The wind goeth toward the south and turneth about unto the north. It
Uh
whirleth
huh.
about continually, and the wind returneth again according to his circuits.
So when you look up the different winds that we get on the map on Google, whatever the case may be, there's an east wind, there's a west wind, right? We even hear that up in Exodus, right? When Yahweh told Moses, I'll send it. No, it was what he said. He sent the east wind all that night, so that way he could split the Red Sea, right? Roughly, loosely paraphrasing, but he said it was the east wind, right? And then you got another wind up in the book of Acts, chapter 2, right? And go grab this for me right quick. The book of Acts, chapter 27, Salakia, and verse number 14, right? Called Euroclydon, right? And the brother is so eloquent, elegant with what he does, man. He already pulled a picture up for y'all, man.
This is the actual
Right? All praise.
site. Look at these winds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Acts 27 in which verse?
14.
Come on. This is Acts 27 and verse number 14. But not long after there arose against it a tempestuous wind called Euroclydon.
Called what?
Euroclydon. Let's get that. Let me get that word.
So they was able to name this wind because they know that this wind always come back, man. Like hurricanes is not a new thing. They just give it a new name, right? But those hurricanes been here before, right? Mm-hmm. Those winds been here before. That's why this wind has a name, Euroclydon, right? Go ahead.
Khan, Eurokilo, a northeast wind, or variant reading Euroclydon, a violent agitation, southeast wind raising mighty waves, a wind causing broad waves.
Ooh. Hey, man, that's clean right there, right? That's clean right there. And see, this is also how Yahweh Shai held still the flood when the 10 tribes was making their way to America, man. Archery, right? He held still the wind, man, so it couldn't turn up on him, right?
That's right.
All right, so I'm not gonna go too deep into winds, man. So let's keep on going, because I could go through a plethora of precepts, but let's keep going. Ecclesiastes. So y'all go read that book of Acts, man, for yourself, man. Right, a beautiful, beautiful book, man.
I'm gonna start back at 6. The wind goeth toward the south and turneth about unto the north. It whirleth about continually, and the wind returneth again according to his circuits. Let me get that real quick in the NLT.
And so like the brother Nikon brought out, last time when I was studying this topic, he said the wind that you felt today is no different than the wind that you felt yesterday. I was like, ooh, if you don't understand that, I don't know how much more to bring it to you, right? Mm-hmm. But these same winds, man, we felt it before. The same air, we felt it before, man. The same sun, right? In certain areas of the world, we felt it before, man. There's no new thing under the sun, right? But go ahead.
And not only that, it's the same wind you felt yesterday, and this same wind is the same wind they felt all the way across the world. Pinpoint across the world, damn Turkey and Europe and Asia and all of these places, and even Antarctica, man. Right? You still feel that same wind. It's still the same wind. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a month ago for them, it's going to travel to you in a month. It's that same exact wind, right? This is why the NLT says right here, the wind blows south and then turns north. Around and around it goes, blowing in circles.
You see that? On the money with it, right? They should have a Emmy award, for the NLT in the Bible, man. Right? Nah, man, I'm messing around, but man, that was a good translation. Okay, so let's keep going, man. Let's get into this.
All the rivers run into the sea, yet the sea is not full. Unto the place from whence the rivers come, thither they return again.
So just like how the rivers, right, are never full, right? Neither nor is the clouds, man. Everything has to be emptied and recycled again. That's how you could recycle plastic, right? That's why you could recycle rubber, gold, silver, titanium. All these things recyclable. Why? Because everything has a beginning and an end and goes back to the beginning, right? So let's get a precept on that right quick. Give me Job chapter 36 and verse number 27. Right. Make sure y'all have pens and papers, man, writing down these precepts. Right. This comes from, intense study, right? Intense watching videos with all like readiness of mind, like in the book of Acts, chapter 17, verse 18, right? Where it says these were more noble than those at Thessalonica, right? That received the word with all readiness of mind. So this takes a high level of discipline to get this wisdom, man. Shalom, King.
God.
Y'all about to Shabbat.
I want to start this from 26. Job 36 and 26 says, behold, Yahweh is great, and we know him not. Neither can the number of his years be searched out. For he maketh small the drops of water, they pour down rain according to the vapor thereof, which the clouds do drop and distill upon man abundantly.
So you see, Job he breaking it down for you, right? You ain't gotta go to science and Scientology and all this dang look up biochemistry and all that, man. Simple and plain, man. Job broke it down for you, man. Right? All it does is the cycle, right? So it says, which the clouds do drop down, right? Salakia. And distill upon man abundantly, man. So as much as there's water in the river and the lakes and the top of the mountain where they snow all damn year round, damn near, right? Just like it's rain and drops of water up there abundantly, it's in the ocean abundantly. It's in the rivers abundantly, right? But this was all created, right, within those first 6 days that Yahweh Shem Yahushua created the earth, right? And everything that is therein. So keep going. I think there's more on that.
Verse 29. That's also
it. That's it. Don't read.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, cool. All praise to the Most High. So I'm pretty sure I got another precept, but we're gonna go back to Ecclesiastes.
God. Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse, I'll read 7 again. All the rivers run into the sea, yet the sea is not full. Unto the place from whence the rivers come, thither they return again. All things
go ahead.
Verse 8.
Go ahead,
all things are full of labor, man cannot utter it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing.
Go get that for me. Go get that for me up in Proverbs. I wanted to get that first. Proverbs where it says a false balance, or everything is done in a measure of weight. Whatever one you could find, right quick off of the head.
I got it. Proverbs 11 and 1. A false balance is abomination to Yahweh, but a just weight is his delight. Why
did Solomon even say this? Is because he know that there's a weight, right, to everything on earth. Everything on earth, right? There's not an imbalance in the heavens. There's not an imbalance in the heavens of heaven, right? There's not an imbalance, right, in our water cycle, or in the sun, or in the moon, or in the seasons, or in the stars, or any other type of recirculation or regeneration. That's just like your blood. Your blood circulates through your whole body from where? From your heart. And it pumps, it goes to your fingertips, it comes back through other vessels, and it goes back to your heart. That's how everything works, man. Right? You got something, King?
Nah, that's I was just reading something. But yeah, that's right. That's right. Everything has a balance. You can't overweigh something with another side. Everything has to be decently and in order. And this is what we're kind of reading here, going through these precepts. Everything has a cycle, and a cycle is another form of a balance and in order, right? From beginning to the end, from the beginning to the end, again, just like the cycles of our lives we see. And when it said right there, and I actually do want to touch in on the last precept I read.
Salaki, I gotta use the restroom right quick. I'll be right back.
Right here in verse 8, right? Ecclesiastes 1:8. All things are full of labor, right? That means everything in the world, everything in this earth that we witness on a day-to-day has its course of servitude. Everything has its reason for working, right? And it says right here, man cannot utter it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing. That means we're going to be on a continuous cycle, a never-ending cycle of seeing and witnessing things, and our ear is going to be on a continuous cycle, never ending with hearing, right? Unless you go deaf or unless you go blind, right? But what it's going into is like, as long as you keep seeing, you're going to keep on seeing things until you die. As long as you're able to hear, you're going to remain hearing until the day you die, till the day you perish, right? Everything has its course and everything has its specific reasons for being, right? This is why we read up here on verse 7, all the rivers run into the sea, yet the sea is not full, right? The waters come down, they wash off through these mountains, through these rivers, and it ends up into the ocean, right? Which is the grand of all the waters combined, right? Whether it be your ponds, whether it be your lakes, the ocean and the seas is the grand ending course for where all of these waters come from, right? From the rivers and the streams, they all end up into the ocean, but yet it's not full. So that shows you and proves to you that this water, this sea, this ocean, right, can never ever get full because it's going back into its cycle again, right? The rain comes, or the fog rather, right? The fog soaks it all up into the clouds, and the cloud goes back up into the sky, right? The atmosphere, and then it rains down again, and it's just a continuous cycle. And this has been ordained ever since the beginning. This is why the ocean's not full. The ocean is never a stopping point. The earth is never going to run out of water because it's going to stay on that continuous cycle. You follow me? Right? Unto the place from whence the rivers come, thither they return again. Now, watch when we read it in the NLT, right? It's gonna be straight to the point, right? It says 17. Oh, it's like, hold on. Let me go back to Ecclesiastes. Right, Ecclesiastes 1:7. It says, rivers run into the sea, but the sea is never full. Then the water returns again to the rivers and flows out again to the sea. Right, you see that? So it's pretty much straight to the point. Right, it has a never-ending cycle. That's why verse 8 said everything it said. Now let me read this, what I've just read in the NLT. Everything is wearisome beyond description. No matter how much we see, we are never satisfied. No matter how much we hear, we are not content. Right, so we're always going to be in this cycle of seeing, searching with our vision, and we're always going to be going to a continuous cycle of hearing things and hearing things. You're hearing me right now, right? And you're going to hear again. You understand? I'm going back.
And as well, you know, this happened to us. This is actually the curse of Adam, right? Where we gotta consistently till the ground to get understanding, right? At first, understanding was given to us on a high, extravagant level to where we were gods times 10, right? But now we're gods, right? Times 1, man, right? Because of the curse of Adam, we got to till this ground, right, and level up through the spirit, right? So, get from me, chapter Salakia, Sirach, chapter 14, verse 17, and we're gonna read 17, 18. Oh, my bad, Salakia, I already got that. So let's read verse 9, Baba Kushar.
Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse number 9. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be. And that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun.
So no matter what it is, nothing is new, right? Read that. Read the rest of it.
Verse 10, is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It hath been already of old time, which was
Uh-huh.
before us.
Right? So it says, man, that all these things has already been right before us, right? This is how we know, what this thing is talking about. So let's get a precept on that, proving that this thing, right? Just like if I said that thing over there, you're like, what thing? Oh, that weight over there, that 20-pound weight, right? Go get that. That thing, right, has a name, man, right? So let's go get the name of that thing. I believe I want Ecclesiastes chapter 6, verse 10. Right, I might be wrong. This might be the wrong precept, right? But it's still right through the spirit. Right, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
God,
I think we
yep.
do want to start at 9, if I'm not mistaken.
It's straight on 10.
Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 6 and 10. That which hath been is named already.
So that thing, right? That thing that have been is named already, right? So this thing that reoccurs, the thing, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 9, the thing that has been, that thing, right, is named already. Read on.
And it is known that it is man.
That it is what?
That it is man.
Go ahead.
Neither may he contend with him that is mightier than he.
So we know that this thing that is talking about in Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse number 9 is man. Let's read that again. And wherever it says thing, we're going to put man.
God.
Right?
Verse 9. That man that hath been, it is that which shall be. And that man which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. New man under
and there is no new man under the sun, right? So everything is a reoccurrence, right? So we don't have to say that, look here, I ain't never been here before. No, you've been here before. When you look at that baby and that baby in the eyes, you can see that it's laughing when you hurt yourself, right? It laughs, right, when it thinks something is funny, right? Or it try to talk to you and they don't even have the words yet, right? You look at this thing, right, this man or this mankind type of child, and it has this spirit, is because it's been here before, right? So it's a reoccurring thing, man. We could see it even in children, man, right? That baby been here before. They hit that look, they mugging, hit that look, you kind of know that child said, look at this stupid NIGGA, man, right? So we know, man, that these scriptures are true, man, and every man is a liar, right? So that man that has been, it is, right? Or that man is it that which shall be. So let's get a couple more on this, man, through the spirit, right? Give for me Ecclesiastes chapter 3:15. And whenever you have something, let me know. And I'm going to further solidify that this man, right, this thing is talking about man with Romans chapter 9 and verse 20, right? So Romans 9 and 20 go with the precept of Ecclesiastes 6 and verse number 10. Make sure y'all write that down.
Con. This is Ecclesiastes 3 and verse 15. That which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been. And Yahweh requireth that which is past.
So all this, the that, right? The that is man as well, right? Read man for that up in that precept.
Con.
Right?
Verse 15. That man which hath been is now, and that man which is to be hath already been. And Yahweh requireth that man which is past.
So it says, and Yahweh required a man that has passed, man. So that spirit is required to come back.
God.
Con. So let's keep on going, King. So we're gonna get something else, man. Right? Let's go to let me see. I think I want Job, right? Hold on. Yeah, give
Romans.
me Job chapter 14 and verse number 10. Romans 9 goes with Ecclesiastes 6 and verse Ecclesiastes 6 and 10. Right, we're gonna get that next. Let's get this Job first. What's up, man? Got a question?
This Job 14 and verse number 10. It says, "But man dieth and wasteth away. Yea, man giveth up the ghost, and where is he?"
So Salakia, I was dealing with something right now. Go ahead and read that again, Salakia.
God, Job 14 and 10. "But man dieth and wasteth away. Yea, man giveth up the ghost, and where is he?"
So that's a rhetorical question, man. Job know exactly where man goes, man. How do I know? Because I got precepts on it, right? But it says, where we at? 14, right?
Verse 10.
Verse 10. All right, read on.
God. Verse 11. "As the waters fell from the sea, and the flood decayeth and drieth up, so man lieth down and riseth not. Till the heavens be no more, they shall not awake, nor be raised out of their sleep."
So he's given that compare and contrast the same way as Ecclesiastes, man. Right? As the water, right, falls down, right, and then it dries up. You know, that water dries up, what it turns into vapor. So that man, right, when he lie it down and not awake, that's him going back into the spiritual world, right? So he dies out, goes into the ground, and boom, goes into the spiritual world, right? But read on.
God. Verse number 13. "Oh, that thou wouldest hide me in the grave, that thou wouldest keep me a secret until thy wrath be past, that thou wouldest appoint me a set time and remember me."
So the Lord, Job, right, is asking the Lord to hide his flesh in the ground, right, and put his spirit in that secret place, right. That way he can appoint him a time and remember him, right, a time to come back on the earth, right. Read on.
God. Verse 14. "If a man die, shall he live again?"
So if a man die, can he live again? Right? Is that possible? Go ahead.
"All the days of my appointed time will I wait till my change come."
He said, "Hey man, I'm gonna sit. I can't wait to get into that chamber so I could sit and wait for the Most High to give me this change, right? Or I can't wait on earth that Yahweh bless me while I'm living on earth to make this change, right? What is that change? Right? That change is you getting that spiritual body, man. Right? You getting that spiritual body and changing on the way up to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Right? It says, Salakia, verse 14, "If a man die, shall he live again? All the days of my appointed time will I wait," right? While he's alive, "till my change come. Thou shalt call, and I will answer thee. Thou would have a desire to thine work of thine hands, for now thou numberest my steps. Doest thou not watch over my sin?" Right. So the Job is pleading with the Lord, like, "Hey, bro, you know, you watch me, you take care of me, you give me mercy, you give me grace, right? Are you not like watching over me, man? Thou shalt call," verse 15, "thou shalt call, and I will answer thee." You have no choice but to answer the Most High when your time of death called, man. That's why it's wicked that they give you a death certificate, right? But it's stamped, man, when you die. Even in the scriptures, you'll see that a king reigned from this time to this time, and he died when he was such and such age, right? Like Moses, this time to this time, he died at 120, right? So this is what Job is talking on or speaking on, right? Give me Job chapter 19, verse 25, right? To go into this a little bit more, because certain people, man, we need to learn about death. That way we have a good understanding about death, right? Just like me, my uncle Bobby, he just passed away a couple days ago, like 3 or 4 days ago, right? And I have yet to cry because I know what happens to us when our people die, right? But somebody that was in the truth that did the same works as me and you and these brothers and sisters on the chat, they died, right? And I cried, right? Why? Because I'm like, dang, a person that does everything that we do for the Lord could still get taken up, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, but I just wanted to make that differentiation because my Uncle Bobby, I knew him all my life, right? I know was his destiny. I know where he going, right? But that brother, right? I don't know, I don't know why, he had to get taken out, so it hurt my feelings. But I was able to cope with it. But let's go. Let's read.
Job 19 and 25. For I know that my Redeemer liveth,
Mm-hmm.
and that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth.
We just read earlier, right, that Yahweh Shai, right, he's the beginning and the end. In that latter day, that Redeemer is gonna come back, man. Right? Give for me right quick, just to go in on this a little bit. Give for me Revelation, right, chapter 22 and verse 14, right? Because he said that I am Alpha Omega, the beginning and the end. He created all things, and therefore at the end, he's gonna bring everything back unto him. Go ahead.
Revelation 22 and verse 14. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life.
That ain't what I wanted to lock you.
20, you want 21?
13.
Okay, come on. Revelation 22:13. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last.
The first and the last. Why? Because when we go to Job, right, chapter 19 and verse number 25, it says what? For I know that my Redeemer liveth. He's in the heavens living. He ain't never died, right? The flesh that he possessed died a couple times, right? The first Adam, Solomon, Melchizedek, right? Yahweh Shai, right? Yeah, he died, that flesh died, but his spirit always lives forever. It says, for I know that my Redeemer liveth, and that he shall stand at thy latter day upon the earth. Right? So we just got that in Revelation. Right? He's the beginning and the end, the Alpha and the Omega, man. Right at the end, he's gonna stand again. Let's read on in Job.
Verse 19, right? Yeah, come on. Job 19 and 26.
Okay.
It says, and though after my skin worms destroy this body, yet in my flesh shall I see Yahweh.
So the way that we're going to see Yahweh is based upon this, right? Philippians chapter 1 and verse 21.
Philippians chapter, no, this is, yeah. 1 and
1
verse
and
21. For me to live is Hamashiach, and to die is gain.
So whether we live or die, right, we doing this for Mashiach Yahweh Shai, man. Right? Keep going.
But if I live in the flesh, this is the fruit of my labor. Mm-hmm. Yet what I shall choose, I wot not.
So Paul is explaining to us that he don't even know how to decipher, right? Why? Because he knows that it is greater to be with Yahweh Shai, our Redeemer, in the spirit, rather than to be in these detestable bodies, right? But it's needful, right? This is what Paul said. It's needful that I do this and I be here with you, man. Right? So we're gonna read on that.
God. Verse 23, for I am in a strait betwixt two, having a desire to depart and to be with Mashiach, which is far better.
So to die and be with a Mashiach, meaning we're gonna see God. That's how we're gonna see a Mashiach Yahushua, man. Right? It's through death, man. Right? So it says up in Job, chapter 19, verse 26, and though after my skin worms destroy this body, yet in my flesh shall I see Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man. Right? Go ahead and read. Keep reading in Philippians.
Verse 24. Nevertheless, to abide in the flesh is more needful for you.
So it's more needful for you for me to be in this flesh, right? I would rather be with Yahushua, but here am I, right, in this flesh. So, and when we gonna see God on another level is when He come to redeem us, man. Right? When that time comes for us to be redeemed by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, really from the works of Yahushua, but from the charge of Yahweh. Let's go back to Job and read verse 27.
God. Shalom, Mr. Stewart. What exactly are you talking about? The topic that's at hand, or the scripture we pulled up?
It was the scripture I saw when he dropped it.
Okay, God.
It was the scripture. What scripture exactly though? So let's go into this a little bit more while we wait on that.
Job 19 and verse number. I'll start at 26 again. And though after my skin worms destroy this body, yet in my flesh shall I see Yahweh, whom
That's because of the resurrection, right? All eyes shall see, right? So the resurrection, we're gonna see God. Also, in our when we die, our spirit goes up to see God. But go ahead.
Whom I shall see for myself, and mine eyes shall behold, and not another. Though my reins be consumed within me.
Though my mind be consumed within me, right? Meaning your brain is gonna be diminished, but your spirit, right, is gonna go up to the Lord. Give me Job 10 and 20.
This is the book of Job, chapter 10 and verse 20. Are not my days few? Cease then, and let me alone, that I may take comfort a little.
Go ahead.
God, before I go, whence I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death.
He said, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death, meaning I'm about to die. I'm going to go into the grave, right? This is what Job talking about. Read on.
A land of darkness as darkness itself, and of the shadow of death without any order, and where the light is as darkness.
So this is spiritually the grave, right? And it's spiritually America, right? That's why in Psalms chapter 23, he says, yet though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Why is Job saying the same thing that David is saying, or David saying the same thing Job is saying? Because in this habitation of death, right, where your as close as your shadow is to you, that's how close death is to you, right? In this same place that death is so near and dear unto you, right, where the light is put as darkness and the darkness as light, in that place, right, will Yahushua come and save us and be our protection, right? So Job and David is talking about this same place, Babylon, the gray whore, right? So let's get one more, right, and we're going to go back to the topic at hand. So this is dealing with death, right? Jeremiah 3 and 14. This is dealing with death and after death, right?
God, I was just reading this earlier. This is Jeremiah 3 and 14. Turn, O backsliding children, saith Yahweh, for I am married unto you, and I will take you one of a city and two of a family, and I will bring you to Zion.
So, and this is going to happen, right, after some of us die as martyrs of Yahushua, right? And in that time that our Redeemer come and liveth, and he save us and put us back in the land, man. Right after the time of the wilderness, right? Pleading with the Israelites, which we do right now, right? But some brothers teaching that we're going to do later, which whatever one it is, right? I'm ready to go back to the land, right? That's key. That's what I want, is to go back to the land, right? So that's gonna happen after, right, death. So some of us die and some of us live into eternal life, right, after that time. But let's get into it, man. Let's go to Romans, right? Matter of fact, go to Ecclesiastes, read verse 9 again, and then let's go to Romans chapter 9 and 20, and we're gonna get one more and wind down.
God, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 9. That man that hath been, it is that which shall be. And that thing, right, that man which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun.
We're always gonna come back, right? Because the Lord created it at the beginning. Matter of fact, let's get that first. Get Genesis, right? Chapter 1 and verse, I believe it's verse number 10 or somewhere around. Yeah, when all the works was done.
Okay, God.
It should be like
20. It's 28.
I think it's like Genesis 1 and verse
31.
Hold on, Salakia. 25. Hold on. The 5th day. We need the 7th day.
31.
Salakia. 31. Yep. Get that.
No, it's 2 and 1. Genesis chapter 2 and verse 1. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the 7th day, Elohim ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the Sabbath day from all his work which he hath made.
Everything was finished and made on that 6th day. He was observing it on the 7th, right?
Mm-hmm.
So read verse 3.
Verse 3. And God blessed the 7th day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which God created and made.
So and that also goes into now, like if you was put in you know how we used to have that fast track, right, type of game where you put these damn tracks together and you got race cars and the cars here and you press remote, and then they go around and you gotta take them off of there for them to stop. Same thing Yahweh did. Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua and the Halahayim, right? They did the same exact thing. They put everything in place, sat back and said, damn, look at this work, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we got to understand when it comes into creation, right? And I got a breakdown on creation coming soon. I just got to do a lot more edification. I mean, a lot more getting edified myself so I could come and bring it to the masses. And the longer we in this captivity, the better Yahweh Hashem Yahushua willing, me and Captain Khalil would get when it comes to these different breakdowns. I just want to throw that out there. You know, we rusty, man. I'm 4 years in, the brother 5 or 6 years in. You know what I mean? I'm almost 5 years. We baby still, but we learn what we got to the people, right? So let's go back to what I said, Romans 9. So even this is where Paul brought his wisdom, right, from Solomon back into play, right, and wisdom from the prophets, the testimonies, and the Tanakh and the Torah, the Torah, right. This is where Paul got his wisdom from. It's from the same books that the Christians hate so much, right?
God,
let's get that Romans 9. Go ahead.
Start at 19.
Go
it
ahead.
Says, "Thou wilt say then unto me, Why doth he yet find fault? For who hath resisted his will? Nay, but
Uh-huh.
O man, who art thou that repliest against God? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus?
Hell no, you can't speak back to the maker, man. Right? You just gotta do your part, man. To be that beautiful thing right there and sit right there. If I made you to sit there and destroy you after I made you beautiful, it's all in the maker's hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it said, but nay, O man, who are you to reply against God? Right? Go ahead, King.
21. Hath not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? Mm. Verse
Khan.
22. What if God, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction, and that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy, which he had afore prepared unto glory.
So when it says for prepared unto glory, it's the same thing it's saying in Ecclesiastes chapter 1, right? That everything already has been set in motion, set into play. We're just playing our part until the end of this thing, man. Right? Everything's going in a circle, and we're almost becoming the head instead of the tail. We're the tail already. We're almost becoming the head, man. All we got to do is be patient, right? We're in the 11th hour. We got 59 minutes in on the 11th hour. We got 1 minute to go, man. Stay patient, endure. We gonna regenerate again in the kingdom. Yahweh Shem Yahushua willing, we don't have to regenerate again on this earth, man. Right?
Con.
And if you got a closing precept, man, we about to get up out of here. We got some work to do, some studying to do before camp, right? Some processing to do before camp. Any closing precept? Let's bring them out right quick.
I got some right here. Let me pull this up. Psalms 119 and verse 19. All right, so this is Psalms 119 and verse 20. It says, my soul breaketh for the longing that it hath unto thy judgment at all times. That thou hast rebuked the proud that are cursed, which do err from thy commandments. Remove from me reproach and contempt, for I have kept thy testimonies. Right. So we got to understand, like, we longing for the judgments of the Most High at all time, and to understand his judgments is not always something that is a result of a judgment, which means, death or destruction, things along those lines. But his judgments are also righteous judgments of making correct and righteous decisions on our behalf. Right. Verse 21, thou hast rebuked the proud that are cursed, which do err from thy commandments. Right. So we understand that, we're not trying to be in a position to get rebuked. Right. Because the proud, they get rebuked. Right. Now people are proud and cursed, thinking they know everything. Right. And they err from the commandments. And when we keep these commandments, we get the spirit of understanding that the Most High has given us, to understand this topic that is at hand. Right. There's one more that I want.
I got one too.
Right here's what I want. 27. Make me to understand the way of thy precepts, so shall I talk of thy wondrous works. Right. That's the one I wanted. So look, through the way of the precepts, we get this understanding. This is why we're going everywhere to fit this puzzle together about the topic of regeneration, right? And now we're able to talk of the wondrous works, which is at hand, according to this topic about the understanding of regeneration. That's a wondrous work of the Most High, right? Whether he destroys the Egyptians, whether he destroys Sodom and Gomorrah, whether he takes us out of the dunghill and places us in his glory, right? There's other wondrous works that the Most High can only be made known through these precepts and through his wisdom, right? Go ahead, King.
Give for me second Ezra chapter 8 and verse number 40. Right, because to everything there's a time and a season, and right now we have to do our due diligence in this time and this season. Right, so let's bring this out right quick.
This is the book of second Esdras, chapter 8 and verse number 40. Like as I have spoken now, so shall it come to pass.
Go ahead.
For as the husbandman soweth much seed upon the ground, and planteth many trees, and yet the thing that is sown good in his season cometh not up, neither doth all that is planted take root. Even so is it of them that are sown in the world. They shall not all be saved.
So everybody's not going to be saved, but it's the job of the husbandman to go plant the seed and see if it could receive the water and the increase. So I command and commend, right, y'all, to keep on planting these seeds, man. Keep getting brothers to sprout, right? Some of them going to stick, some of them going to burn up, right? Some of them going to break forth fruit, and some of them going to be hewn down, but at least we're working, right? Like the book of Ecclesiastes says, right, there's many works up under the sun, right? Damn, I forget how I said it, but we just read it, right? There's many labors up under the sun, right? We got to figure out, what's vanity and what's profit, right? And what's profitable is us keep on learning, deciphering these scriptures, and bringing it to the masses, right, to wake up the hopeful elect. So I pray that y'all learn to sow the seed, right, in the correct manner, and water yourselves with the knowledge and wisdom of the Most High God through this Bible. And I yield right there.
All praise to the Most High. Yeah, make sure y'all tap in with these lives, man. Subscribe to the channel, share this for the masses. We putting our due diligence in, and Most High willing, we can keep doing this work. For the brothers and sisters out there that's trying to get edified and continue to be edified. All right, all praises to the Most High.
Khan, man. Hey, so with that, man, we want to say Kwam Yashala and Shalom.
Shalom, family.